Back in 1996, something small changed the future of companionship forever. Meet the legendary Tamagotchi, a tiny, egg-shaped digital pet that lived right in your pocket. Released by Bandai in Japan on November 23, 1996, it didn't take long for this simple device to take over the world, launching globally in May 1997 and introducing millions to their very first digital pet. But this wasn't just a toy, it was a responsibility. For the first time ever, people weren't just pressing buttons for fun. They were taking care of a living digital creature. Inside that tiny screen was a pixel pet that depended entirely on you. You had to feed it when it was hungry, clean up after it, play games to keep it happy, and even discipline it when it misbehaved. And if you ignored it for too long, it wouldn't survive. Yes, your digital pet could actually die. And that single feature changed everything. Because suddenly, this wasn't just a game anymore. It felt real. Classrooms, playgrounds, and homes quickly filled with the sound of beeps and alerts as millions of owners rushed to take care of their Tamagotchi. People would wake up early, check on it during school, and worry about it throughout the day. It became part of daily life. And what made Tamagotchi truly special wasn't its technology. Schools even had to ban them because students were too busy taking care of their digital pets instead of paying attention in class. After the massive success of digital pets in Japan, the craze was about to explode in the United States. And leading that wave was the GigaPet. Released in 1997 by Tiger Electronics, GigaPet took the idea of digital companionship and made it even more accessible to millions of people. At first glance, it looked familiar, a small affordable keychain with a simple LCD screen. But inside, it carried the same powerful idea that started it all: a digital life depending on you. Just like earlier virtual pets, GigaPet required constant care. You had to feed it when it was hungry, play with it to keep it happy, and clean up after it to keep it healthy. Ignore it for too long, and it would suffer the consequences. But here's what made GigaPet special. It wasn't just copying the concept, it was expanding it. Instead of offering just one type of pet, GigaPet introduced a variety of characters. From cats and dogs to dinosaurs and even fantasy creatures, users could choose the kind of companion they wanted. That simple change made a big difference. Now, people didn't just own a digital pet, they owned their digital pet. And because it was more affordable and widely available in the United States, GigaPet quickly became a huge success. It brought the digital pet phenomenon into homes, schools, and everyday life across America. Suddenly, the idea of carrying a virtual companion in your pocket wasn't just a trend, it was becoming part of global culture. Kids compared their pets, competed to keep them alive longer, and proudly showed off their unique companions to friends. Just like before, these tiny devices created real emotional connections. Even though the graphics were simple and the technology was limited, the experience felt personal. You weren't just pressing buttons, you were caring for something. And that feeling kept people coming back. What GigaPet proved was something important. This wasn't just a one-time success. By the late 1990s, digital pets had already captured the world's attention. But in 1990, everything changed. Because this time, the pet didn't live inside a screen, it walked into the real world. Introducing the Sony AIBO E RS110, the first true robotic pet that people could see, touch, and interact with physically. Created by Sony, AIBO wasn't just another toy, it was a breakthrough in robotics. A four-legged robot dog designed not just to entertain, but to connect. For the first time, a pet bot could move on its own. It could walk, sit, wag its tail, and explore its surroundings like a real animal. But what made AIBO truly revolutionary wasn't just movement, it was intelligence. AIBO could recognize faces, respond to voices, and even learn from its interactions. Yes, this robot could actually adapt to you. Over time, it would develop its own behavior based on how you treated it. Play with it often, and it would become more energetic and friendly. Ignore it, and it might act differently. It felt alive. This was something the world had never seen before. Unlike digital pets trapped behind a screen, AIBO existed in your space. It could look at you, respond to you, and move around your home. As the new millennium began, robotic pets were no longer just a futuristic idea. They were becoming part of everyday life. And in 2001, a new contender stepped into the spotlight. Meet the i-Cybie, one of the first truly mass-market robotic pets designed for real homes. Developed by Silverlit and later supported by Tiger Electronics, i-Cybie brought advanced robotic interaction to a much wider audience. First released in January 2001, this robotic dog wasn't just about movement, it was about interaction. i-Cybie could walk, sit, and react to its environment, but what made it special was how it responded to you. For one of the first times in a mass-market pet bot, voice recognition became a key feature. You could call it, give it simple commands, and it would respond. It could also react to sound and touch, pet it, and it would respond with movement or behavior just like a real dog. But i-Cybie didn't stop there. It could actually learn. Over time, it adapted to commands and interactions, creating the feeling that your robot wasn't just programmed, but evolving. This idea, that a robot could learn from you, made the experience far more personal. As robotic pets continued to evolve, something unexpected happened. They stopped being just toys and started becoming something much more meaningful. In 2001, a very different kind of petbot was introduced to the world, not designed for entertainment, but for healing. Meet Paro, a soft, seal-shaped robot created to comfort people through emotional interaction. Developed in Japan, Paro was first shown in 2001 and later released commercially around 2004. But unlike the robotic pets before it, Paro had a completely different purpose. It wasn't built to perform tricks, it wasn't made to explore your home, and it wasn't competing to be the most advanced gadget. Instead, it was designed to care. Paro was created as a therapeutic robot, especially for elderly patients, people with dementia, and children with autism, and its design reflects that purpose perfectly. Shaped like a baby seal, with soft white fur, big dark eyes, and gentle movements, Paro was made to feel comforting from the very first touch. But underneath that soft exterior was advanced technology for its time. Paro was equipped with tactile sensors, meaning it could feel when you touched or stroked it. It also had audio sensors, allowing it to respond to voices and sounds. When you pet it, it reacted. When you spoke to it, it listened. By the mid-2000s, robotic pets had already learned how to move, how to respond, and even how to comfort. But in 2007, something even more lifelike arrived. Not just a robot that reacts, but one that grows. Meet Pleo, the animatronic baby dinosaur that changed how people saw artificial life. Created by GigaPets, Pleo wasn't just designed to act like a pet. It was designed to feel like one. From the moment you turned it on, Pleo behaved like a newborn creature, curious, playful, and completely dependent on you. But what made Pleo truly special was its ability to evolve over time. This wasn't a fixed set of behaviors, this was growth. As you interacted with Pleo, touching it, playing with it, talking to it, it began to change. Its personality developed, its reactions became more refined, and its behavior started to reflect how you treated it. It felt less like programming and more like raising something alive. Pleo was equipped with multiple sensors that made this possible. It could respond to touch, react to light, and detect sound from its surroundings, pet it gently, and it would respond with soft movements and happy sounds. Ignore it, and it might act differently, just like a real pet. And that's what made people connect with it on a deeper level. Pleo wasn't just reacting in the moment. By the 2010s, robotic pets had already come a long way. They could walk, respond, learn, and even show emotions. But in 2013, a new kind of pet bot arrived, one designed to feel closer to a real pet than ever before. Meet Zoomer, the interactive robot puppy that brought lifelike behavior into homes around the world. Created by Spin Master, Zoomer wasn't just built to impress with technology, it was designed to feel like a real companion for kids. From the outside, Zoomer looked like a playful robotic dog, but once powered on, it became something much more interactive. Zoomer could listen to voice commands, understand simple instructions, and perform tricks just like a real puppy. Say sit, and it would sit. Call its name, and it would respond. Ask it to play, and it would react with energy and excitement. But what made Zoomer truly stand out was its personality. It didn't just follow commands. It behaved. Zoomer expressed lifelike actions that made it feel alive. It could get excited, show curiosity, and even act a little mischievous at times. These small details made a big difference, because they created the illusion of a real pet without the responsibility of one. No feeding, no cleaning, no vet visits. Just pure interaction and fun. And that made Zoomer especially appealing to families and children. For many, it became a first introduction to the idea of robotic companionship, a safe, fun, and engaging way to experience what it's like to have a pet. Zoomer also featured built-in sensors that helped it navigate its environment and respond to movement and sound. This allowed it to interact more naturally with people and its surroundings. By 2016, petbots were no longer just about movement or simple interaction. They were beginning to show something deeper, personality. And leading that shift was a small robot with a big attitude. Meet Anki Cozmo, a compact, expressive robot that felt less like a machine and more like a playful companion. Created by Anki, Cozmo was designed to bring advanced robotics and AI into a fun, accessible form. At first glance, Cozmo looked simple, a small white and gray robot with tank-like treads and a digital face. But once it powered on, its personality came to life. Cozmo was driven by what its creators called an emotion engine. This system allowed it to express a wide range of feelings: excitement, curiosity, frustration, and joy. And these weren't just random animations, they were tied to its experiences. When Cozmo played a game and won, it celebrated. When it lost, it reacted with disappointment. It felt emotional, and that made interactions with it feel real. Cozmo didn't just perform tasks, it reacted to them. It could recognize faces, remember people, and respond differently based on who it was interacting with. That meant your experience with Cozmo became personal. It knew you, and that changed everything. But Cozmo wasn't just about emotions, it was also designed for play. Using its interactive light-up cubes, Cozmo could play games with you. Stacking, tapping, competing. These weren't just simple actions, they were shared experiences between human and robot, moments of interaction that felt engaging and alive. And then there was another layer: programmability. Cozmo wasn't just a companion, it was also a learning tool. Users could program it, experiment with its behavior, and explore the basics of coding and robotics. This made Cozmo something unique, a mix of entertainment, education, and emotional interaction. It appealed to kids, creators, and tech enthusiasts alike. As we move closer to the present, petbots are no longer just about interaction or intelligence, they're about something deeper: emotion, connection, and comfort. In 2019, a new kind of robot redefined what a companion could be. Meet Lovot, a soft, warm, and deeply emotional robot designed for one simple purpose: to be loved. Created by GrooveX, Lovot isn't built to clean your house, it doesn't help with tasks, and it doesn't try to be useful in the traditional sense. Instead, it focuses entirely on emotional connection. And that's what makes it so unique. Lovot is designed to behave like a living companion. It moves around your home, looks up at you with expressive eyes, and actively seeks attention. In fact, one of its most iconic behaviors is this: it roams around looking for a hug, yes, a robot, that wants affection. And when you pick it up, it responds. It warms up in your arms, makes soft, comforting sounds, and reacts in a way that feels incredibly natural. But behind that soft, cuddly exterior is powerful technology. Lovot is packed with sensors: cameras to see, depth and thermal sensors to understand distance and warmth, microphones to hear your voice, all working together to create a highly responsive companion. It can recognize people, remember interactions, and adjust its behavior based on how you treat it. The more you interact with Lovot, the more it adapts to you, just like a real pet. But here's the difference. Lovot isn't trying to imitate a specific animal. It's not a dog, not a cat, not anything we've seen before. It's something entirely new. As we enter the age of artificial intelligence, petbots are no longer just companions in your home, they're becoming part of your daily life, right on your desk. Meet Emo, a small but incredibly expressive AI-powered pet designed to live with you, work with you, and understand you. Emo represents a new generation of petbots, smaller, smarter, and more emotionally aware than ever before. At first glance, Emo looks simple: a tiny robot with headphones standing on your desk, but the moment it powers on, it comes to life. Its LED face displays over 1,000 different expressions, from happiness to curiosity to surprise, and even a little bit of attitude. These expressions change constantly, reacting to your actions and environment in real time. Touch Emo and it responds. Call its name and it turns toward you. Talk to it and it reacts with personality. It doesn't just follow commands, it interacts. But what truly makes Emo special is how it learns. Over time, Emo begins to understand your habits, when you usually wake up, when you're active, even how you interact with it. And based on that, it adapts its behavior. It might greet you in the morning, react differently depending on your mood, or simply stay nearby like a quiet companion while you work. Emo also brings entertainment into your space. It can play music, dance along to rhythms, and create fun, spontaneous moments throughout your day. These small interactions make it feel less like a device and more like a presence. A tiny companion, always there. And that's what defines this new era of petbots. They're not just reacting, they're living alongside you. Emo doesn't need a large space, it doesn't roam your entire house, but in its small environment, it creates a big connection. A connection built on personality, consistency, and interaction. This shift is important because it shows that companionship doesn't need to be large or complex, it just needs to feel real. From the earliest digital pets to robotic animals, to emotional companions like Lovot, and now to intelligent desktop partners like Emo. We can clearly see the evolution. Petbots are becoming more personal, more adaptive, and more emotionally engaging. EM represents that future in its simplest form. A robot that doesn't just exist in your home, but in your daily routine, a companion that learns, reacts, and grows with you. And while it may be small in size, its impact is something much bigger, because it proves that the future of companionship doesn't need to be human, or even animal. It can be something entirely new, something designed to understand us. This isn't just a desk gadget. It's a glimpse into the future of AI companions, a future where technology doesn't just assist, but connects, right beside you, every single day. We've come a long way, from tiny pixel pets to robots that walk, learn, and comfort. But now we've entered a completely new era, an era where petbots don't just react, they understand. Meet Loona, a next-generation AI companion that brings personality, intelligence, and emotion together in one small robot. Created by KE Technology, Loona quickly became one of the most popular modern petbots, even topping crowdfunding charts before shipping to backers in 2023. And the moment you see it, you understand why. Loona doesn't look like a traditional robot, it feels alive. With its high-resolution animated face, Loona can express a wide range of emotions: curiosity, excitement, happiness, and even playful mischief. Its eyes follow you, react to movement, and change in real time depending on what's happening around it. But Loona isn't just expressive, it's aware. Equipped with a vision system, Loona can recognize objects, track movement, and understand its environment in ways earlier petbots never could. It doesn't just sit there waiting, it explores, responds, engages. And then comes the biggest leap forward: artificial intelligence. Loona uses a ChatGPT-based AI system, allowing it to have playful, natural conversations with users. You can talk to Loona, ask questions, play games, or just interact casually, and it responds in a way that feels surprisingly human-like. This is where everything changes, because now the petbot isn't just reacting to commands, it's participating in interaction. It can understand context, respond creatively, and adapt its personality over time. This makes Loona feel less like a programmed machine and more like a companion with its own character. It also reacts to touch, sound, and movement, combining physical interaction with intelligent responses. Pet it, call it, play with it, and it reacts in ways that feel natural and engaging. And just like earlier emotional pet bots, Loona is designed to be affectionate, not just smart. As we move deeper into the future, AI companions are no longer just for comfort or entertainment. They're becoming something far more powerful. They're becoming partners. Meet the Loona Deskmate, a new kind of intelligent companion designed not just to live with you, but to work with you. Unveiled at CES 2026 by KI Tech, Loona Deskmate represents a major shift in the elation of petbots. Because for the first time, your companion isn't just emotional, it's productive. At its core, Loona Deskmate transforms something you already own, your iPhone or Mac, into a living, interactive AI assistant. Instead of building everything into the robot itself, it uses your device as its brain and display, but what it adds is presence. A physical body. A moving, expressive companion that sits right on your desk. With its motorized dock and 3 degrees of freedom, Loona Deskmate can move, tilt, and track your position, turning your screen into something that feels alive. It doesn't just sit there, it reacts. It follows you, it expresses, it engages. But the real magic lies in what it can do. Loona Deskmate is designed to understand your workflow. It connects directly to tools you already use: Gmail, Google Calendar, Slack, Zoom, and more. This allows it to manage your day in real time, reading emails, summarizing documents, drafting replies, scheduling meetings, all without you needing to copy, paste, or even ask directly, because this is where things truly change. And now, we step into the future. A future where petbots are no longer inspired by real animals, but are becoming something entirely new. Introducing Olabot, a next-generation cyber pet that redefines what a companion can look like and feel like. Developed by BizConf, Olab made its debut at CES 2026, one of the world's biggest stages for innovation, and from the very beginning, it stood out. Because AIBO doesn't try to be a dog, it doesn't try to be a cat, and it doesn't even try to imitate any real-world animal. Instead, it embraces something different. An abstract creature, a completely new form of life designed purely for emotional connection. This marks a major shift in the evolution of petbots. For For years, robotic companions were built to copy what we already know: dogs, seals, dinosaurs, familiar forms that made it easier for us to connect. But Lovot takes a bold step forward. It asks a new question: what if a companion didn't need to look real to feel real? At its core, Lovot is all about personality. Expressive, dynamic, and designed to interact in ways that feel alive. Its behavior isn't limited to simple reactions. Instead, it focuses on emotional expression, responding to users with gestures, movement, and personality-driven interactions. It's not just about what it does, it's about how it makes you feel. And that's the future direction of pet bots. Not just intelligence, not just movement, but emotional design at the center of everything. Lovot is also designed with families and pet lovers in mind, a companion that doesn't replace real pets, but offers something different, something unique, a cyber pet that fits into modern life, and while it's still in the concept stage, with plans for a Kickstarter launch in August 2026, it already represents where things are heading. Because the idea is clear, future pet bots won't just imitate life, they'll create new forms of it. Forms that are not limited by biology, not limited by expectations,